I was like, oh, really? Yeah, like I think one of my coworkers, you know, mentioned that somebody came looking for me. Was it you? He said, yeah, it was me. And I was like, oh, great. Hey guys, what's up? It's ModestMickey and I am back with another story time. If you want to hear about the time when I had a stalker at work, please keep on watching. This happened several years ago. I want to say this was back in 2011. I used to work in retail. I'm not going to say where, but I actually worked at 2 stores at the time. Eventually, I kind of drifted away from one of the stores and decided to stay full-time with the other one because they were both competitors, and the one that I stayed at is where I ended up having this stalker. What was different about this particular person is the fact that they were actually from my church. At least that's where I believe I knew them from. But this guy, he was significantly older than me. I want to say may have been in his 50s, maybe late 40s. He could have easily been my dad. That's how old he was. At my church, I was very active. People always approached me and would talk to me. So I met a lot of people and I got very acquainted with many different faces that I saw at my work because people would shop at my work. One day, this man walks in to the department where I was working at because it is a department store. At first, I thought they looked familiar, but I didn't think anything of it. I was just, you know, going to treat them like any other customer because there was no other reason for me to, you know, be weird or treat them any different. You know, they're a customer. You have to be nice. You have to be polite to the customers. So I approached this man and I asked them if they needed help finding anything. He immediately recognized me. So that's when I knew, okay, I definitely know this guy because if he knows who I am, clearly I must know who he is. But I couldn't quite pinpoint where I knew him from. I just kind of had a feeling that I may have known him from church. I'm being as helpful as I can be. I feel like I did very well in giving customers great customer service, and this guy was no different. He left happy and that was it. Or so I thought. I started noticing that this man was coming often. I would see him at the store, but he wouldn't always approach me or come to the counter. He would just kind of like smile and wave from afar. And I was, you know, not scared by him. I just thought, you know, he's a nice guy. Because I thought I knew him from church, I was like, well, there's nothing to worry about because, you know, people from church are cool, right? Like, they're not weird. I saw familiar faces at this store often.
All around me are familiar faces.
So it wasn't any different. It wasn't weird because of that. What made it weird is when I took a vacation about 2 months after the first time that I saw him at the store. My family and I, we went to California for the holidays, I believe, or it may have been sometime afterwards, but either way, we went to California, so I was gone easily for at least a week. When I came back, my coworker came up to me and she was like, hey, this guy came looking for you the other day. I was just like, what guy? She said, well, he was kind of an older man and he came with a bouquet of roses. I could not think of anybody who was an older man who would think to bring me roses. I'm asking her all these questions and she's like, well, he looks like this. I'm not gonna get into detail of what he looks like, but he had a very distinct look. Immediately I know who she's talking about, and I am confused because this guy and I didn't feel like I gave him any reason for him to bring me roses. I, you know, was a little creeped out, but I just went about my day. I ignored it and I was like, well, you know, he's not here now and that's all that matters. A couple days pass. He starts coming to the store again. This time he did not come with flowers, but he did let me know that he came looking for me some time back. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah, like I think one of my coworkers, you know, mentioned that somebody came looking for me. Was it you? He said, yeah, it was me. And I was like, oh, great. I don't know what to say. He was like, yeah, you're just such a sweet young girl, and like I just, you know, wanted to come and say thank you for your help, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, well, you're very welcome, you know, thank you for taking the time to say that to me. I eventually started to walk away because there were other customers that I had to attend to. As politely as I could, I excused myself and said, you know, I have to go and help these other customers, but it was really nice seeing you, and that was it. He didn't really come to visit me anymore, which to me was great. You know, I was starting to get a little creeped out. At some point, I kind of got a promotion, I guess, and I was moved into a different department where you are able to make commission off of products. A lot of the products there, they're things that women use often. So often you will see men come in and shop for like their wives or for their girlfriends, etc., etc. And men would go in and shop in that department as well for themselves, but it was more than anything kind of like a department where you would mostly see women. I'm working there, I want to say, for a couple months at least. This man approaches me in this department after quite a while of not seeing him. He came up to me and he had a little gift bag, and it was a little red gift bag, just, I don't know, this big. It had tissue paper in it, so it was really nicely decorated. Like you could tell somebody took their time to prepare this little gift bag. Inside of it was a lotion. It was a sensual amber body lotion from, I want to say, Bath and Body Works. I was speechless. I just, you know, thought to myself, well, this is kind of awkward. I didn't want to seem rude, but I also didn't want him to think that I liked the gift. I just did not want to give him the wrong idea. I'm just confused because I've never ever seen him like go up to any other people at our store giving them items like these, and they've treated him just as, you know, kindly as I have. So I don't want to get fired. I need this job. So I just, you know, was very nice, and I was like, well, thank you, you know, like that's very kind of you. And I remember I took the gift and I put it next to the register because, one, if I remember correctly, at this store, we're not supposed to take gifts that customers give us. Like if they give us money or gift cards or any other gifts, we're technically, I think, not supposed to take that stuff. There was a shelf in the back of our store where we were supposed to put items that we either purchased in the mall because we worked in the mall, or that people like gave to us, or that we purchased in the store that we worked at. We had to set those items on these shelves with the receipt if possible. This was to help loss prevention, which is basically like the store security. I think to myself, okay, well, I have to take this to loss prevention and I don't have a receipt for it, and it came from a store that is in our mall. Like, what do I do? I grabbed this bag, I took it back into loss prevention and left it there, and I'm pretty sure it was there until the day that I quit. Just, I didn't feel comfortable taking that and like wearing it or something after some like creepy old dude gave it to me and he's kind of low-key flirting with me. It was just really weird. Later on, I find out through another coworker that this man is no stranger to flirting with the women at our department. She told me a story. He came to our department to check out with some items. These items happen to be women's underwear. And it wasn't like, you know, just like Hanes or granny panties or something not sexy. It was sexy underwear. Probably thongs or I don't know what, just lingerie basically. My coworker, you know, playfully is asking this person, are you getting this for your girlfriend or your girlfriends? He tells my coworker that they're for his daughters. I mean, I was not there to witness this. I don't know what kind of underwear there was, but never in my life have I ever seen my dad pick out women's underwear for me, especially that kind. I don't know, it was just a little far-fetched. We didn't exactly believe him. If it was for his daughters, cool, you know, like that's nice. I'm glad I'm not his daughter. What is truly mind-boggling about this story, and this is kind of where there's like a little plot twist. A year, maybe 2 years after I left this job and I no longer saw this man, I went to go pick up one of my friends from their home. I've driven to her home and dropped her off and just hung out like with her and walked around in her neighborhood, and I've never ever noticed that I know a certain person that lives in her neighborhood. I saw this man and he was outside mowing his lawn. I tried my darnest to make sure that he did not see me because I did not want him to approach me. I'm pretty sure I might have waited in the car. When my friend came out, I told her, you know, I know your neighbor and he is really creepy. Every time I go to my friend's house now, I have to, you know, worry and wonder if he is still living there and if he will ever see me. Since I've had this job, my appearance has changed a lot, so I don't think he would recognize me. Thankfully, it could have been way, way worse. At least he was kind of, you know, friendly and didn't like follow me to my car or home. Still a little creeped out. Anywho, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button first of all, because what are you doing? You need to be a part of this channel, right? But make sure that you give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what other types of videos you would like to see, whether it be more story times or whether it be anything else. I would love to know, that way I can upload more content that is more to your liking. Make sure that you click that little notification bell as well so that you are notified as soon as I post videos, because you know you want to be part of that little notification squad that everybody wants to be a part of. Also, if you really enjoyed this and you want to share it with your friends, please do so. I would really, really appreciate it. It would make me so happy. I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye!